American Farm Bureau President Zippy Duvall and his wife Bonnie recently toured Idaho to learn about Idaho agriculture. His visit started in Idaho Falls and ended in Coeur d'Alene. Here's a look at what he learned about Idaho.
Yeah, my commitment was to go to all 50 states in the first 2 years of my presidency and get out in the grassroots and talk to farmers and volunteers across this country so that I could represent their issues by experiencing it with them and hearing their stories.
And with that, across Idaho, he did go. First stop, G-Pod, a potato packing shed in Idaho Falls that ships spuds across America.
You guys can cancel all these cooking shows? The potato market would go up.
So they're not doing you any favors?
None at all.
So I'm kind of on a mission as president of American Farm Bureau. I'm traveling the states and talking about issues that our producers are facing and the companies that serve them. So that's why I was interested in coming and visit with you today.
We're looking for the presence of, if any, of Globadera.
Potato School also included a stop at the USDA APHIS lab to see the work being done on potato nematode research, vital in keeping the Idaho spud crop healthy.
You know, the average consumer out there has no idea the challenges that the potato grower has in front of him when he's out in the field working, all the way to the time it's packaged and delivered to the grocery store.
Eat beef, and it's the healthiest food there is.
Lunch with Farm Bureau leaders in Idaho Falls was Duvall's first face-to-face with Idaho farmers. Teton County President Stephen Bagley expressed his concern over federal land use issues in the West and was pleased with what he heard.
I know President Duvall is going to be very engaged with the Department of Agriculture on these federal, issues we have here in the West, and we have individuals that are set aside from agriculture but run in these departments, and so it's making it really difficult for us involved in agriculture, whether it's grazing or forest products and such, to really get a foothold on progressing into the future.
Danny Ferguson, IFB Water Committee Chairman, talked water systems with Duvall at the Great Feeder Diversion Canal on the South Fork of the Snake River.
All right, Garrett, I want the best onion you got.
The day ended with a county picnic in Blackfoot, where Duvall spoke words of encouragement to the future farmers of America.
I tell you that because don't ever let anybody tell you can't reach your dream. If you decide you want to do something and you want to focus on it and you pray about it and you work hard, you can achieve that dream. Don't let anybody discourage you from that. And we hope that your dream is involved in some type of agriculture, because there's all kinds of...
Day 2 started with a flyover of the Snake River from Palisades Reservoir to Mountain Home, en route to Boise for a tour of the brand new CS Beef Packers facility south of Boise. The National Interagency Fire Center was also visited, along with a stop at the State House to meet Lieutenant Governor Brad Little and Director of Agriculture Celia Gould.
Hi, Zippy, Brad Little. Welcome to Idaho.
Nice to meet you. Thank you. I've had a really good time.
Well, that's
and
good.
I've learned a lot.
That's good.
This whole Georgia boy didn't know much about Idaho.
Hi there, how are you doing?
Well, actually, we'll have...
The President got a briefing on the growing concern over the quagga mussel invasion into western water supplies.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Duvall.
Thanks for taking time to come out.
Duvall also had a private meeting with Hawaii rancher Tim Lowry, who has spent years in litigation with the federal government over stockwater rights on public grazing. The discussion ended with a promise from the President.
Your story, I promise you, will live on through me once I leave here. And I, like I said, Ryan's been working on it. We'll continue to pay it as much attention as we can, especially in front of the right people.
Ada County Farm Bureau hosted an evening event at Durant Farms where over 200 people enjoyed an all-Idaho dinner. After conversation with farmers and ranchers, President Duvall closed the day with a zip down the zip line.
Let go on the water!
So do I! Oh no!
Our final day starts with a visit to the Lewiston Port, a vital part of the transportation system for Idaho and Montana farmers moving commodities to overseas markets. In Moscow, Farm Bureau members served lunch to the tour group and were encouraged by Duvall to stay engaged in issues that impact their operations. In Coeur d'Alene, state and federal land managers explained the Good Neighbor Authority program, designed to restore healthy forests and provide much-needed jobs in rural Idaho. Chilco Lumber Mill was the next stop, where the Duvalls got a first-hand look at a state-of-the-art sawmill making logs into lumber. And finally, a beautiful setting at the Ryder Ranch outside Coeur d'Alene for a prime rib dinner with Farm Bureau leaders from North Idaho. Duvall spoke about what he has learned on his tour of the Gem State.
I guess one of the amazing things about this state is the water system that the forefathers of our farmers had the foresight of actually building the diversion canals and the canals that are being used all over the southern part of this state. I mean, it's just really amazing that in the late 1800s that they could foresee how they could make that water move like they make it move and make so many thousands of acres productive. And it's just really been overwhelming to me.
The benefit to Idaho agriculture? A respected voice in Washington that has been here and better understands the issues of agriculture in Idaho. With the Idaho Farm Bureau, the voice of Idaho agriculture, I'm Steve Ritter.